him walking up and slapping it in the face. I could just imagine that.
Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
It wasn't even a good joke. Like, I know it's been well over a year since this whole thing happened. Dude, it wasn't even that good of a joke. It was a bottom tier joke. And now that's all people are going to remember from that. That's all. For a movie that is over 25 years old. G.I. Jane. Jesus. And then, it basically just completely killed any momentum Will Smith had. I mean, the dude won an Oscar that night, and now he's never going to be able to go to another award. Well, they banned him for 10 years, but that's basically, that's it. Will Smith.
Most of the rest of his career, basically.
Yeah. And he's trapped in a loveless marriage with 2 kids that absolutely just, that hate him for some reason. And
it's probably because of crap their mom says to them all the time. But anyway.
Well, I don't doubt it. It shows a kind of a manipulative person Jada is. And the fact that Jada herself just came on television and said, to his face, said, "Honey, if Tupac were still around, I wouldn't be with you." Hit the bricks, bitch. That's all I would say. Just because at this point they've been married for a long time. I would say the relationship's ran its course. Let it be. Let her walk out the door. Done.
And to be honest, he probably mostly stays so he doesn't have to pay her half of his shit.
I think at this point, the kids are grown up. Hold on. Let's see. Because I know... Yeah, there she is. She is... Yeah, both... And I know that... Yeah, both of them are well past 18. And the thing is, I would say that the biggest thing with both of them, both of the kids, is just that, their mom... They don't see their mom... hold on. Let's see. What is her... Yeah. And let's see what Will's net worth is. Let's see. No, that's how much he's made. $350 million. So, I think a sane judge would basically just be like, Mr. Smith, seeing as how that you've been cheated on relentlessly for the last several years, and both of you can amicably agree that this marriage is now null and void. You both can separate without... Well, who am I kidding? The U.S. government's never going to allow that.
I was going to say, dude, are you
it never
forgetting
happens.
What the point of the judges for these
what the point
is?
It's to extract more money from people getting divorced.
That is a huge slice of income for the court system that they would just be passing on if a judge did that. That's never going to happen.
No.
They're going to easily say, well, obviously Miss Smith has been... or Mrs. Smith has been used to a level of lifestyle in her time, and if you are going to separate, you need to still support her being able to keep that lifestyle, even though that doesn't make any sense.
Even though she's worth $50 million.
That's the excuse that the court fucking uses, and it's fucking dumb.
And then they basically will be like, you still need to give her $500,000 a month, which we will gladly take 40% of. Yeah, that's how they do it. That's literally what it is. It's just another way for the court systems to take more money out of your pocket.
They'll give half of his current assets to her, and they will take a percentage out of those assets for themselves. And then they'll also tell him, plus he needs to continue to pay her $1 million every year.
My God.
And they get a percentage of that as well.
Yeah.
Whatever state that happens in will be fucking extremely happy about that whenever that happens.
Boy, oh boy.
So if I were him, I would just fucking deal with it and hope.
I couldn't, dude.
Hope she decides to just fucking leave herself or something.
I would say to her, I'd be like, look, I'll give you half my shit, as long as you promise me that you will never talk to me again.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's a cheap price to pay for peace of mind. I got enough money to last me 10 lifetimes.
I just fucking leave. I'd just be like, keep the damn house and just fucking walk out.
Walk out, buy a new house.
Disappear
a new
off into like a random town.
Yeah, pull a Selman Rushdie and just like disappear for 10 years. No one knows where the fuck you are.
Yeah, just out in the woods in a cabin somewhere.
Oh, dude, that'd be like, imagine that, being rich enough to where you could do that and not have any financial worries or anything like that.
So that would be the thing. It's like somebody would find him out there eventually and they'd be like, you gave up Hollywood and your career and everything, like, and stuff for this, and he's like, "'Tis a peaceful life."
Yes, "'tis a peaceful life. Well,
it's like that Star Wars meme.
There was here's the thing: Will Smith, at one point in our collective memories, ruled the frickin' world. He was a successful rapper as the Fresh Prince. He then went on to have a successful TV show with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Then he went on to have a successful film career whenever his film career took off in the 90s with hits like Bad Boys and Independence Day. And then not only that, but he continued to grow as a artist and as a producer, and he's carved himself out quite the piece of the pie in terms of the public social consciousness. Like, I don't think there's a person alive right now that doesn't at least have an idea of who Will Smith is. But this was one of those
Will Smith
movies.
Don't got a cuss in his raps to sell albums.
But I do.
So
fuck him and fuck you too. Think I give a damn about a Grammy? Half of you critics can't even stomach me, let alone stand me. So
I didn't have any appreciation for those raps at all when he put them out, but now that I've gotten older, like, I fucking love this stuff. I was just like, why did I sleep on this as a kid? Dumb.
Well,
I know my mom would not have liked it at all, too, so I guess it made it easier on myself by, like, waiting until I was actually old enough to just listen to it.
Yeah. But iRobot is one of those films that Will Smith had just had the lead, and that's all you needed to sell a film. Just have Will Smith in your leading role. That was it.
The Fresh Prince.
Yep. And well, it's
more like the slightly musty prince.
Yeah, the slightly cupped prince.
It's just sad.
Supremely sad. But we have the Nostalgia Critics review of iRobot. Nick has never seen iRobot, had no plans to ever see iRobot. Here's what I'll say. It's a decent, like, B-grade, like, action movie that plays with Isaac Asimov's laws of robotics.
It's not the kind of movie I've ever had people be like, "You haven't seen iRobot?" Like, you know.
Yeah,
it's nobody's like freaking out that I haven't watched it, so I just never really put it on my watch list. You know?
It's a serviceable action film with good set pieces, but they don't go all in on some of the ideas that they have. But what better way to show this film off than to just let you watch Doug's review of it? Here we go. This is the Nostalgia Critics iRobot review. Oh, shortened intro. Uh-oh.
Hey, who are you? I'm just a film. Well, not yet I'm not. But if I sell the script, I become iRobot. Okay, I see what we're doing. We don't need a song. I get the gist.
Oh, God.
Visual representation of the film I'm about to review.
Oh, and we're the visual representation of Hollywood.
In a visual representation of a studio office slash...
With the visual representation of Kale Juice.
Yeah.
I have a script based on iRobot, the classic Isaac Asimov anthology.
What?
I was thinking, just like the book, we make the film an anthology, bringing in different directors to tackle different segments.
No.
Oh, let me guess. You want it to be just one story and fill it with action and give Will Smith something to do.
That's not it at all.
Didn't you listen to the song outside? No, but this is just always how it goes.
Maybe you should have listened to it.
Did you even read the script for the scene?
Well, again, I thought I had the gist of it, so I just ran in and...
That's a no.
That's a no. Go back out there and return with the proper lines! Oh, okay.
actors.
Ugh, it's the same thing every time. They think they don't need the script.
Doesn't he know that the script is the chart for emotional growth?
Hello,
But the chart
I have a
says-
script for an Agatha Christie-style sci-fi mystery.
Ooh, now this sounds interesting.
A robot kills someone in the near future, and a human detective has to solve the case. It's like Roger Rabbit meets Blade Runner meets Low Expectations.
Who? We could call it Blade Runner.
Rabbit Runner.
Robo-Hop.
At its heart, it's a detective story, but I'd be okay incorporating more action. Maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger is the lead?
I think Will Smith would be better.
Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger would have scheduling conflict.
Can you connect it to iRobot, though?
What?
Yes, I randomly want to make this iRobot.
Really randomly.
No, this can't be how it all went down.
I don't even want it to be that much like iRobot.
Just the title and a few lines.
I'm gonna Wikipedia this.
And while we're on the subject of random things, how about the writer for Batman and Robin?
Love it!
Oh my god, this is exactly how it happened.
And why don't we get the director of The Crow and Dark City?
Oh, only if we force him to make it nothing like The Crow and Dark City.
I'm very confused.
We're very
funny.
rich.
And we
What?
should keep it that
Huh?
Why?
Yes.
It does not compute to me that these people have made enough money to get to the point where they're allowed to make these kinds of decisions if they're this fucking stupid.
Well,
How did this happen?
Who
Who let the stupid people have the money?
Are you kidding me, dude? Stupid people have always had the money. It's just the thing is, they don't like being told that they're stupid, and also the fact is, Hollywood is literally a way to fail upwards. That's like Paul W.S. Anderson. Paul W.S. Anderson started out with Event Horizon, which you liked, but here's the kicker. He stumbled through Mortal Kombat, and then he kept failing with the Resident Evil films, yet they kept giving him money. Thus, he kept failing upwards. This is literally how Hollywood works. I mean, hell, Scott Cooper has been one of the most great new directors, or at least he was back in 2009. But they kept telling him oh no, you gotta make your films more mainstream, or else no one's gonna like them. And every time he tried to do something more mainstream, somehow the people in Hollywood liked him more. But when he branched out and he actually did independent stuff, like working with Guillermo del Toro on Antlers or Hostels with Christian Bale, no one in Hollywood gave a shit. It's like him actually going out and trying to do something different and something great, and then all of a sudden there's no. We want you to do this film for us. We want you to direct a Johnny Depp film where he plays Whitey Bulger. And it's set in Boston. It's even though you've never set foot in Boston before, and it's once again, Hollywood is literally high school with a shit ton of money. That's it.
that way. So go make us more money.
Spit spot.
It doesn't compute to me. I don't know.
The kale is stale.
So yeah, the making of this film was actually weirder than the film itself.
That's saying something.
Released in 2004, iRobot was a big hit at the box office, but mostly got mixed reactions from critics and audiences. At least, I thought it did. It looks like a lot of people grew to like this movie, but man, that wasn't the consensus when it first came out.
Here's the thing, people appreciate it more now because of, when this first came out, iPhones and stuff like that weren't really a thing, and now that technology, in a lot of ways, has taken over our lives. This film hits better now than it did when it came out, much like Demolition Man.
So it was actually slightly ahead of its time with some of its concepts.
Yes, some of its concepts. But that still doesn't make it a good film. It makes it a forerunner for certain ideas, but once again, it's not executed properly in any way, shape, or form.
Everyone I knew said it wasn't bad, it was just there.
It was
20 years
serviceable.
later, it's not really a film people talk about, which is strange because it's based on a classic collection of sci-fi stories. Except, it wasn't. It was written as a detective film called Hardwire, and then, for whatever reason, the studio said, hey, let's make it iRobot. Because movie. They threw in a few extra bits, like the 3 laws of robotics, but basically just told the story the original script had. Director Alex Proyas said the movie was micromanaged to a point where nothing about what he liked about the story was recognizable. And man, does that feel right, because this is the most generic, by the book, without actually being by the book, detective with prejudice story to ever 2004 and 2004. So, how does film go from a new idea to an old idea to a forgettable idea? Well, let's take again. This is...
Hey, I got an idea.
What?
Your idea.
Brilliant!
iRobot. The film opens so desperate to convince you it's the book, it just starts reading the book. Yeah, Law 4, if this is your first night, you have to robot. We're introduced to Detective Spooner, played by Will Smith, clearly having just finished shooting Ali. Even down.
Yeah. The thing is, Will Smith, every time he appeared on film, they basically said he has to be in shape for his role. That was the rule for him from 1990
in his contract.
From
basically.
it was in his contract from 1998 until 2012, I think, and then they finally rescinded it.
Now too, he takes obvious sports sponsorships.
Thing of beauty.
All-Star. iRobot, you fine.
Also, the fact that Stevie Wonder's Superstition playing in the background. I remember when I saw this movie and that started up, I was just like, oh, hey, Superstition. Love this song. And then very slow, and now as I've gotten older, I'm just like, as a filmmaker, I would have probably not used Superstition. I'd have probably tried to go with something a little more unknown by Stevie Wonder to try and drive the point home that Dell is not like everyone else. Because, say what you will about Stevie Wonder, Superstition is arguably his most well-known song. I would have had it be something else by Stevie Wonder. Probably, I don't know. There's several off of in the music of my mind that I'd love to. That's San Francisco. That's Chicago.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kind of yeah.
What?
I was wondering how off they were with their
What?
2035 Chicago representation.
Well, it's 2024 right now, and the formerly known Sears Tower is still the tallest tower in the city.
As far as I can tell. Oh wait, here we go. I guess it's about the same size. Yeah. I was just wondering if they, every time I see this number of years, and it's we're getting close to that year, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm just how off were they when they originally made this?
I mean, how off are they? Are they Demolition Man, or are we talking Back to the Future?
Right. Exactly.
iRobot, you fine.
It's there's some movies where it's in the year 2000. And it's futuristic, from what it looks like right now. It's just
Yes.
that didn't happen.
Sorry, got
To go,
messages.
folks. How we doing on those
2001:
self-driving
A
cars?
Space Odyssey, for example.
Yeah, and the robots?
The latest one.
Oh! That one's yours. Oh, and our Shia LaBeouf technology hasn't improved either.
I got this fine-ass little yummy. I mean, she is complete and agreeable. I mean, ass-hot, spankable. Gone. Okay, that's strike one, Spoon.
There's two mentally sound people right there.
Oh God!
How many shits do they care about subtly working in the product placement in this?
What is that on your feet?
Converse All-Stars, vintage 2004.
2004, huh? So literally, audience, if you go buy these shoes right now, Will Smith, 31 years from now, will think they're cool. Of course, the question will be if Will Smith thinking they're cool actually makes them cool by that point.
That's hot.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I've seen on TV they're giving away some of them new robots in the lottery.
Did they have 2004 All-Stars?
I don't know.
Spooner.
Spooner's told there's been a suspicious death. The inventor of these robots named Dr. Lanning, played by Gene Cromwell's hologram cameo app.
Is there something you want to tell me?
You must ask the right questions.
Yeah, apparently you can interview dead people if you have the right questions. I assume lawyers just lump that into the last will and testament meeting. Leave everything to my family, have me buried in Nebraska, and throw in some riddles from Labyrinth if anyone wants to talk to my ghost answering machine.
Oh,
Something
no.
you want to say to me?
You must ask the right questions.
Why did you call me?
You must ask the right questions.
Why would you kill yourself?
That, detective, is the right question.
Do you have the right answer? No, I do not. He talks to the cowboy from Fallout who runs USR, the company that...
Real quick. That's Bruce Greenwood. I know Bruce Greenwood. Love him as an actor. Always have. Is he in Fallout? No. No, he's not in Fallout. Huh. Don't get that reference, Doug. Is it because he looks like him?
manufactures the robots and thinks the doctor's death was a suicide.
When did this come out?
Programmed to call you upon his suicide.
Huh?
Death.
What?
Doug's.
Oh, just now.
Oh, so this video is brand new.
Yeah.
Was he referring to one of the games?
Hold on. Let's listen again.
Is the right question.
Do you have the right answer? No, I do not. He talks to the cowboy from Fallout who runs USR.
Cowboy from Fallout who runs USR. Hold on.
What is USR?
No, I don't see it. There's nothing here.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Me neither, because I played a lot of the Fallout games, and that's when I
Is there anything in his comment section about that, maybe? Top comments? Well, I don't know. I guess we're the only ones that are like, oh.
I don't get it.
Maybe our comment section will enlighten us.
Yeah, I mean, maybe y'all can. I don't know. Because that one's beyond me.
Manufactures the robots and thinks the doctor's death was a suicide.
Apparently this one was programmed to call you upon his suicide.
Death.
Yeah, suicide is a type of death, Detective.
He nodded like you legit didn't know that.
Lawrence told me to accommodate you in any way possible.
Can we get better keying? I feel like we should be talking about gun dogs.
Oh God, yeah.
This is where I keep all my Dr. Evil wardrobe. And this is Dr. Calvin, played by Bridget Moynihan, who makes the robots seem more human. But Spooner thinks that could extend to murder.
A robot cannot harm a human being.
Laws are made to be broken.
Not these laws. They're hardwired into every robot.
Yes, that would be a glitch. And as we all know, 11 years from now, we will completely live in a world without glitches. Or reprogramming, or hacking. This is like saying, hey, a gun can't kill a person, it has a safety on it.
Unless the killer's...
Well, here's the thing about the gun is like, I could have my gun sitting in my front seat of my car, and here's the thing, it won't kill anybody. I mean, it's just that's not a good argument.
Well, I mean, I'd always kind of thought the same thing about the laws of robotics. To me, the laws of robotics are more of a fictional concept.
Well, once
it's not
again,
really something that can be 100% like
they're
done
man-made.
in the way that they say that it is. And I mean, even the very first time I heard of the laws of robotics was not because of Asimov. It was a video game that was on PC back in the day. That was a point-and-click mystery adventure, probably actually heavily inspired by iRobot. It was called Robot City. And they had the laws of robotics in it. And you're basically being held there as like the main suspect for a murder because you're the only human that's been in the vicinity forever, and another human was murdered. And all the robots are touting it couldn't have been any of us because of the laws of robotics. And you're trying to solve the mystery, and then I think what actually gets revealed is come to find out, like, those laws don't actually hold up that well.
Well,
like, and
it's
I think
not
a
like
robot
a law of
did
nature.
kill a guy. So.
It's not like a law of nature or a law of the universe. It's literally laws that are made by man.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, but hey, just because they made murder illegal, does that mean murder doesn't happen?
It's like that's the whole thing, is people think that they could program a learning AI in a way that it would be incapable of learning how to subvert what it was originally told it couldn't do. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case, and that's why a lot of people are afraid of the advancement of AI.
Yeah, I am. Most definitely.
Still in here.
The killer is apparently still in the room. A robot named Sonny, played by Alan Tudyk, who gets jumpy as Spooner gets closer.
You were startled by a jack-in-the-box.
But you forget a jack-in-the-box can kill. He gives him a chase and ends up in a room filled with other robots.
There is a robot in this formation that does not belong. Identify it.
It's not me. Damn it.
Detective!
I think someone's trying to erase my edges. Stand where you are. Whoa, a CG shot that suddenly slowed down. Yo, that was exciting. Have you seen that in anything aside from everything? Robot is captured and questioned by Spooner.
What does this action signify?
It's a sign of trust. It's a human thing.
They are difficult.
Okay, so I know I've made this argument countless times before, but man, would this thing be better if it wasn't CG. As much as I make fun of human-like robots, the one thing I think we can all agree on is they're pretty damn creepy. A lot of this film's suspense is centered around these things are supposed to be scary, and if they just don't look like they're really in the room with you, that sucks out all the fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's one.
Hate to say it, but it's true. I mean, the thing about this is just it. If they had enough time, more time, or they made it like closer to today, the effects probably could look good enough to where you wouldn't notice. But there is never a moment where I'm looking at Sonny here, and I'm like, he's really sitting there across from Will Smith.
Yeah, it's 100% like PlayStation 3 graphics.
Yes.
And so I'm like, yeah, if I was playing a video game, like on PlayStation 3, I would be like, yeah, this looks pretty cool. Like, you know, that's a cool looking character.
Yeah.
But when you're putting them on the same screen with real people in live action, like, that doesn't really...
Does not compute?
Yeah, it doesn't math.
And if they just don't look like they're really in the room with you, that sucks out all the fear. It's one of the few times the little ticks and awkward movements we often associate with these machines would have helped. They're robots, they're not really human. We would accept it they didn't quite move right and also find it eerie to watch. But despite Tudyk giving a decent performance as Sonny, he looks like early CGI anime trying to make a bowling pin.
Oh.
He's not scary, and he doesn't look like he's really there.
He asked me for a favor.
What favor?
You have to do what someone asks you.
That why you murdered him?
Okay, look, I was his sex bot. This isn't white paint, all right? Don't use a blue light on me.
I did not murder
A
him.
vacuum cleaner appearing emotional.
I did not murder him!
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not murder him. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not murder him. I did not. Oh, hi, officer.
My robots don't kill people, Lieutenant Bergen.
USR takes back their property as Spooner has kicked off the case.
Oh, USR is the name of the company in iRobot. So that's what he was talking about there. So, the cowboy from Fallout who runs this company in the movie. So, I'm guessing he just thinks he looks kind of like the ghoul cowboy from the Fallout series.
But that's Walton Goggins. That's not Bruce Greenwood. Still, it's such a weird reference.
Really? 2020 is when USR began. I guess Lanning controlled the market on toilet paper and hand sanitizer. See why you gotta set these films further in the future, folks?
Guy creates monster. Monster kills guy. Everybody kills monster.
Woman inherits the earth.
Spooner gets an idea, though, and decides to do more snooping.
Spoon.
Thank you, Mr. Spooner.
Nice shoes.
My God, do I have to call up Nintendo now and say, sorry, it looks like the wizard was really subtle?
Oh.
He drives his Tesla disguised as a suppository to Lanning's house, but it looks like the construction robot there has other plans.
Hey, kitty. Oh.
He's attacked by all sorts of things clearly not there and manages to make his way out. But what about Kitty?
Kitty will live.
Decent. Hey, serves up. He goes to Dr. Calvin's house to figure out what's going on.
Do you like cats?
You're saying cats did this to you?
How the hell would cats do this to me? Are you crazy?
Why are we talking about cats?
Because the script is bad. We're in a bad script.
Yes.
Dr. Calvin continues her one job in the movie, saying that can't happen.
It's highly improbable.
No one came or went.
This is a personal vendetta. This is ridiculous.
My location.
Backup. This is bordering on clinical paranoia.
You're joking, right? A robot cannot harm a human being.
They can't hurt. It's not going to hurt us. That robot is not going to harm us.
I make a joke.
That robot cannot hurt us. Meanwhile, robot places gun to head. Okay, maybe they can hurt us.
But the movie does it for me.
You are the dumbest, smart person I have ever met in my life.
The title of every Elon Musk interview. Everyone's robots are being replaced with updated NS5s. Which, after the creator apparently very publicly committed suicide, I wouldn't push that back either. Oh my God, they can hug! That is very applaud-worthy!
I'm glad to see you again, Dr. Calvin. They are going to kill me, aren't they?
You're scheduled to be decommissioned.
2200 tomorrow.
You know, a major problem with a movie called I, Robot is that the robots don't have much of an identity. Yeah, there's the 3 laws and they say a whole bunch of stuff about them, but I don't get a feel for what these things are really like. Compare them to something like The Terminator or Data, where, yes, they blur the line of how robotic and how human they are, but I still know what kind of reaction they're going to give to most things. I have no idea what's a normal reaction for these machines. When Calvin looks over Sonny and says he's gonna be decommissioned, he says,
I think it would be better not to die.
Is that a look of sadness because he said that, or one of shock because she didn't know he could say that? The rules are laid out, but the identity of these robots and how they work in this world is still vague. So it's hard to make a connection or be frightened by them. And again, that's
the
shown
world
in this
building
action
was
sequence.
not good.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my problem.
That's where Spooner is attacked. I'm just not scared of something that looks like
They spent their time in
robots.
advertising Converse scenes when they could have been actually world building and making the movie work better.
But Converse increased our budget.
Not enough to have good CGI.
Incredibly discreet way to kill someone. Could you not break into this guy's house and suffocate him with a pillow?
Yeah,
look at a robot.
You know what? Actually, maybe if Converse hadn't increased their budget, maybe they would have had to go with practical effects, and they wouldn't have been able to afford shitty CGI. Maybe the movie would have actually been way better.
Yeah, and here's my thing with what Doug is saying here. This plan is not very subtle. You know, you're gonna kill Spooner by sacrificing a shit ton of your bots, and not only that, but in a big... Typically when you want to kill somebody and you want it to look like an accident, you kill them at their home, and then you push them down the stairs. Like, for instance, okay, you sedate them, you stand them up at the top of the stairs, and then you throw them down the stairs, and then when they get to the bottom of the stairs, or when they're at the bottom of the stairs and they're still sedated, just snap their neck. Boom. There you go. And then, not only that, you go up to the top of the stairs, and you put some water down, as though they slipped. They slipped and fell. Boom. There you go.
Before modern, what's the word for it?
Forensics?
Forensics, yeah. I think that would have been something, yeah. But I think modern forensics could tell that they were sedated when they fell and stuff like that as well.
Potentially, yeah.
Not to mention just that stuff being in their system that they didn't have a prescription for and stuff like that.
Well, no, because there's ones that you can put in their system and it dissipates within 20 minutes. And as long as you do it within 5 minutes of them waking up, then there you go. I mean, once again,
But when
there's
I
ways
think-
you can hide it.
When I think accident, I think like Hitman games, video games and stuff, just dropping a fucking light fixture on somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but once again, that's like a lot of work. That's a lot of work to like undo the light fixture, or like shoot it out, or I don't know. Anyway, here we are talking about the Hitman games during an iRobot movie review.
Off into Spooner's head and be like, yep, definitely suicide. Now connect his head to the rest of his body. While Spooner makes it out okay, sadly, his romantic lead doesn't make it out alive. Oh, not Dr. Calvin, obviously, I'm referring to.
Damn. Hey man, at least they weren't Jordans.
A moment of silence. While you run out and get those shoes.
I'm not gonna, because I like Vans better.
Yeah. I
used to wear Converse in like middle school, and I didn't even make it to 2004 before this movie came out. Like before I switched to Vans, I'm pretty sure.
Hey folks, we're starting YouTube memberships. If you want access to emojis, polls, behind-the-scene videos, and other perks, check out and see if you want to become a member. And I'll be playing Final Fantasy VII every Friday on Twitch. I've never played a Final Fantasy game before, so I'm excited to see what they're like.
At this point,
Hope
that's a
to see
lie.
you
You've been playing that game for like months now, Doug.
Naturally, nobody believes Spooner that the robots attacked, and bet you never saw this in a cop movie. The Sarge takes his badge.
Give me a badge. You're making me do this. Give me a badge.
You're being demoted to whatever job that cat had in Last Action Hero. Calvin starts to believe Spooner, though, and finds out why he has such a hatred of robots. It goes back years ago when he and another car with a kid in it got into a crash.
Also, not only that, but they skipped over how Will Smith knew the doctor, who was killed. The doctor who was killed. Turns out the doctor used to do prosthetics, and as you can see here, during the obligatory shirtless Will Smith scene, you can see here that there's a scar here. That scar, this arm is prosthetic.
Oh.
And we also found that out, but we found that out in the previous scene when, after the crash happened and everything, he got out of the car and another robot was there and it tried to kill him, and he used his prosthetic to basically fight back on a more even level. So it's just... It was actually really, really good.
I was going to say, that kind of sounds cool.
It is. It is.
I think Doug just wants to focus on why it's bad right now.
No, but here's the thing about Doug. Like, sometimes he adds in, it's like... And I gotta be honest, this part of him makes the character actually pretty cool. Outside of that, he's bland as like a 15-day-old piece of bacon, but yeah.
Into a crash.
This was hers.
So your name's not Sarah Spooner. A robot saves him, but not the kid, because there was more of a chance he would survive.
It's okay. I have waterproof 2004 All-Stars. So at least the feet on my corpse will look
Spooner thinks landing programmed Sonny to break the 3 laws and also kill him. But he also left dreams in his head to lead to the answer why.
I see you remain suspicious of me, Detective. I had hoped you would come to think of me as your friend.
We've had so many friendly moments together, and I guess that's it.
This is my dream. This is the place where robots meet. You can see them here as slaves, and this man on the hill comes to free them.
The man in the dream is you.
Wow, they literally gave away the ending, but okay. I also had a dream Soylent Green is people. Know what that's about?
It is not me. It is you.
Ah, that's their way around it. Say Darth Vader is Luke's father, then say, no he isn't, but then later say, yes he is! The twist is there were no take-backsies. They go talk to the CEO, who isn't giving them the answers they want.
We look to robots for protection.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Hey, let's just be clear.
You are not allergic to bullshit.
If you were, then you'd have divorced your wife a long time ago.
Calvin agrees to destroy Sonny to save the company, and wow, the way they're shooting this, I bet she's really gonna do it. Doesn't feel like a fake out at all. Remember, no take-backsies.
What is that?
Microscopic robots designed to wipe out artificial synapses.
Will it hurt?
I don't know. Can you feel pain? If so, why do we give you that?
Oh,
of course,
God.
she switches him out with another one to keep him safe, but Spooner stumbles across all the old robots being destroyed by the new ones.
Run!
I don't even know if that's meant to be funny, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit.
The robot could have said anything. Just been like, oh my God, I loved you on Independence Day. Oh.
Soon all the robots start turning against the humans.
I don't know. I can't remember what that's from. I think I've heard that before.
Move now. I'm going to service.
Jesus cannot save you. You're a Scientologist now.
A curfew is in effect. Please return to your homes.
I'll give the movie this. That was an hour 20 without Shia LaBeouf. I kind of want to give it an award for that. Stop. I'll give you 2 awards if you punch him again. Stop! Nah? I'll just do it myself. The little things. They make their way to USR, but figure out how to get in without being noticed.
Service areas. No surveillance.
Really? Because I feel like they would have surveillance. A lot of it.
Yeah. And he's dead.
CEO is dead, though, and it looks like Vicky, the USR computer controlling everything, was behind it all along. Vicky, whose combined screen time equals out to maybe a minute? Great payoff, huh? Agatha Christie would be proud. It'd be like murder on the Orient Express if you saw all the suspects just pass by for a second on a railroad crossing.
You charge us with your safekeeping, yet your countries wage wars. You toxify your Earth and pursue ever more imaginative means of self-destruction.
Who's the real monster here? It's always us. Gee, I wonder if this was made in the W years.
To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered.
But you forgot. Sonny seems to switch sides, but it does lead to one of the few cool moments in the film.
I would prefer not to kill Dr. Calvin.
Oh my God.
It was all bluff to trick Vicky, and for as bland and forgettable so much of the visual style is, it does come to life a little bit in the climax. Again, none of it looks real, but it does occasionally have a shot that has some real energy and creativity to it.
My logic is undeniable.
You have so got to die.
They eventually destroy Vicky, the day is saved, the Blue Angel salute, I guess, and all the robots are back to normal. All as the good doctor predicted.
His suicide was the only message he could send to you.
Lanning was counting on my prejudice to lead me right to you.
So, prejudice works?
That's not a good thing to take from this, but yeah, that's literally what they were saying at the end. No, really. It's just like in no short terms, it's like, oh yeah, his prejudice is what led to him solving the crime. Well done, prejudice. Well done.
How'd you like that to be the moral Zootopia? Yes, see beyond your own hatred, but every once in a while, eat a bunny. Are you making a pass? Proceed as instructed. The robots are placed where the previous obsolete machines were, and, of course, Sonny is there to show them the way. All right, let's get this uprising started. And that was iRobot. A good idea is in there somewhere, but ironically, it wasn't human enough. When you really break down the story, there are some nuggets of concepts.
Yes.
If you told me the director of Dark City was going to bring it to life, I would say that'd be a brilliant choice. However, this feels like a movie that, like the director said, got micromanaged by charts, focus groups, and uninspired choices. It's not an awful movie. It's not even really that bad. It just doesn't stand out at all.
I don't understand that one scene right there, by the way.
What?
Where he's running through the hallway and the stuff's destroying it. What
Yeah,
was that?
They didn't explain that properly. Doug didn't. That's the house of the doctor who died.
Mm.
Dell was there to investigate and dig up clues, and the robot and basically Vicky, the robot AI, the lead robot AI, programmed the construction machines to destroy it for it's demolition. Demolition machines.
So they were construction machines.
Yeah, basically construction machines like there to demolish the mansion and thus like start anew.
It's like oatmeal on a rice cake. It's not terrible, but it's clearly not good. If the detective cliches work to enhance the film noir style rather than just check it off like a to-do list, maybe there could have been a great movie here. As is, there's nothing to despise in this, but it simply comes across as, you guessed it, too robotic.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Nostalgia Critic. You went an entire review without making one Will Smith slap joke.
Oh my
Wow. Well, I guess
Except they just did.
God, thank you so much. This is a nutcracker.
Don't spend it all in one place.
This is my life.
Nice shoes.
Nutcracker.
All right. Well, there we go. Oh yeah, Doug on Cameo. That's pretty good. And once again, the fact that someone sent us that's pretty awesome. Also, Doug Bradley. Doug Bradley is Hellraiser. That's pretty.
Hell
yeah. Well,
You open the box.
Did you open the box? I didn't open the box. So.
No tears. It is a waste of good suffering.
Well, I'll say this. The thing with iRobot is, for what it did at the time, I mean, it's retrospectively got more love than what it did when it originally came out, but iRobot, there it is. Yeah, Alex Proyas, and it made money, had a budget of $120 million, and made $353 million. But, yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just like, praise for the visual effects.
I mean, it was 2004, you know.
To be fair, yeah, it's not the...
It was literally 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So...
but...
God, that's horrifying to think about.
What? The fact that's 20 years ago now?
Yeah, that this movie's 20 years old now.
Yeah.
It's like I remember seeing the previews and stuff when it was coming out.
Yeah.
My memory sucks. How could that be that long ago?
I don't know. Time flies, dude. Time evaporates. And it sucks because it's just like I'm getting old, Yusuke. I'm old, Yusuke. I'm gonna be 36 here soon, dude. 36. Ugh, I hate this. I hate it so much. Ugh. Well, anyway, this was the Nostalgia Critics review of iRobot, and I'll say this: could have been worse. Could have been way, way worse.
I think his opening skit kind of nailed one of the main things that could have been different that might have actually allowed it to be a really cool movie. Which is without all the, yet again, producer, like, meddling, you know?
Which they always do.
Mm-hmm.
God. Well, anyway, that's going to do it, everyone. So, thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to check out more from the Nostalgia Critic by clicking the channel awesome name in the title of the video. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Be good, people. Take care. Bye-bye.